I heard it again just yesterday, and it frustrates me when I hear it. Drives me a little bit crazy because it's a myth. And today I feel like maybe I'll be a myth buster. You see, this is something that I hear primarily from competitive shooters, but to a lesser degree I hear it from law enforcement training officers and the type. And the myth is simply this. They say that the Dally Post Tactical Shooting Program with the Dally Post target is unfair to shooters. And the best reason they can give is that because the target in most of our challenges makes random moves, it can be very nice to some shooters, continually moving in front of them. And other shooters can be jinxed because the target continually moves away. Well, I guess that's possible, but I've not really seen it. Typically what happens is every shooter will be given a mix of gifts and a mix of, oh craps. The target will come to them and the target will run away from them and they have to deal with it. But I will tell you this, I believe that traditional competitive shooting, traditional firearms qualifications for military and police, those are the things that are really unfair. And let me share with you my reasoning. You see, most of those events are choreographed. The shooter is told before he ever steps on the firing line that he's going to run over here and he's going to engage target A. And then he's going to move over here and engage target B. And then he's going to run through this door where there'll be one really close and he engages that. Well, what does that have to do with anything that is real? The answer is nothing. It has nothing at all to do with a real world event. Because the bad guys don't send you their itinerary 3 days in advance so you can study it and know where they're going to be and when they're going to be there. It's nuts to think otherwise. Now, I believe that choreographed training is actually very unfair. First of all, in any situation, it's unfair to the first shooters who go through because they're kind of feeling their way through, not having a real strong idea of what's expected of them. And the other shooters, they stand back and they watch. And as a shooter makes a mistake, they learn and they catalog that and they work that into their own choreography so that they don't repeat that error. And so as they watch more and more shooters go through, they get more and more of an advantage. But the real reason it's unfair is because it doesn't have a lot to do with the realities that you will face if you have to defend yourself, your family, your home. When you do have to defend yourself, your family, your home, you will not be prepared to do that. You will be in a situation where you simply cannot get it done because you've never practiced that way. You see, it's kind of weird because we want to train in an environment that the bad guys will never let us have in the real world. Imagine, if you will, the bad guys union. They've unionized and they've got together for their first meeting. They're going to discuss bylaws. And one silly little convenience store robber raises his hand and he says, And they call on him and he says, I'm a little concerned because it seems like everywhere I go in the community, people are saying bad things about us. And it hurts my feelings. It makes me feel bad. So I move that we have a bylaw that requires that all members of this union be courteous and respectful. That we don't act in any kind of a random, violent, unexpected way. And that way our victims and law enforcement won't be forced to work on an unlevel playing field. It makes everybody happy and it's fair and right. We should do this. Well, you can imagine what the rest of the bad guys might have thought about his suggestion. I'm sure you would have heard unanimous. Huh? You see, it is the randomness, it is the surprise that they have in their attacks that gives them the advantage over us, over the law enforcement folks. And they're not going to give that up. And so, I will say this again, it is foolish, in my opinion, stupid, to train in an environment where we give ourselves advantages that the bad guys will never allow us to have in a real world event. So why do we want to be stupid? Let's stop. As opposed to choreography, where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, D, E steps that we go through. You just have to deal with this target. It's going to decide what you're going to do, and you're going to have to react and think on your feet. You're going to have to make good decisions, tactical decisions. You're going to have to move right, think right, and avoid making mistakes that could get you killed. Now that makes good sense. You see, there's another reason why some call our program unfair. You see, in these competitive events, they have a set of rules for the revolver guys. They have another set of rules for single stack pistols and another set of rules for high cap. But how does this apply to the real world? It doesn't. In the real world, do the bad guys with high cap pistols only go against other people with high cap pistols? Or are they very happy to go up against the guy with the revolver? They don't play fair. There's no special set of rules in the real world, and so we all play together. But we've done something that makes our playing field really pretty level. You see, each shooter, before they come to the range, they will declare a tactical load. Now, a tactical load is simply, it's two numbers. The first number represents the number of magazines you'll be shooting. So it might be 3. So that means that I'm going to come to the range with 3 magazines. And the second part of the tactical load is a number that represents the number of rounds in each magazine. So if I have 3 by 8, I have 3 magazines, each loaded to 8 rounds. So I will be shooting 24 rounds during the challenge. And in order for me to master the challenge, all I have to do is earn credits equal to or greater than my tactical load. So my tactical load is 3 times 8, or 24. I have to earn 24 credits. And then my final score is the number of credits I earn per second. So somebody with a high cap magazine, they might come out with a larger tactical load, maybe 3 times 10. So they're going to shoot 30 rounds. And they have to earn 30 credits. And somebody who's shooting a pistol, a revolver that only can hold 5 rounds, they would come out with 3 by 5. They're only going to shoot 15 rounds. And they only have to earn 15 credits. Now your final score is the number of credits you earn per second. So it follows that someone who has less rounds doesn't have as much work to do. They don't have as much ammunition to shoot. And so they're going to finish the challenge earlier. And so their credits per second can be equal to somebody with a high cap mag and also somebody with a small revolver. It all works out. It's fair. It's right. We all shoot, work, and play on the same playing field, and it's remarkably level. And most important, it's remarkably fair. And most important of all is this real-world training that can save your life. I'm Lance Earle. I'll see you soon.